Hello, good evening, and welcome to a continuation of my adventures in the wonderful world of SABLE. Last week I embarked on, I suppose, the opening section of the game where you learn the ropes of SABLE's society. You gain a couple of interesting traversal powers and a new bike, and then you are set loose. You're set free to explore beyond the parameters of the canyon, the valley, or seemingly actually the portion of a long dried out lake bed, in fact, where the game begins. I was and am very much in love with the visuals of the game, and I'm really intrigued and excited to see where it goes next, in fact. So here we go. SABLE continues. Or my adventures in SABLE continue. It's it's a gorgeous, gorgeous game, this one. And the more I read about it, the more I'm convinced that it is absolutely up my alley. You know, it's got this sort of contemplative exploration goal, and a fairly open-ended goal as well. Also, the soundtrack. I've been put onto the soundtrack by folks on the Discord, and I definitely need to download it because it sounds beautiful. So here we are, SABLE on the bike, on our bike, in this beautiful, inspired by Mobius art style, and we had just arrived at this sort of structure on top of the rock there, which I'm going to have to go and have a look at. I need to know more. And up we go. So yeah, sorry starting a little bit late this evening on the live stream. Unfortunately, our poor wee dog is just having a bit of a difficult day, and just needed a little bit extra work to get him settled. Although, what are we looking at there? There's some sort of campfire. There's like an overarching structure that's kind of interesting. So how do we get up there? How do we get up there? There must be. No, I think I ran around here, didn't I, last time, and it's not immediately obvious. Maybe we have to climb over this way. It's funny that I think the Breath of the Wild comparison also works with the piano elements of the soundtrack. I think these little sort of musical musical phrases, these little ditties, almost like a deconstructed soundtrack at times, sort of match up. I mean, it's no bad thing. Oh, there we go. It's no bad thing that the game wears some of its inspiration on its sleeve. Right. Can we climb? Oh, here we go. You see, explore, seek, and you will find. You see, now I don't want to go up. I want to go along here. What's this pathway? There we go. So this is the very bottom of the path. It's almost like a Well, it's a little bit like actually like the steps to High Hrothgar, isn't it? In Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Now, unfortunately, I keep on starting this game with very tired eyes. It's a real shame. But I think at the moment that's just par for the course. Anyway, my eyes do not prevent the game from looking beautiful for the stream. So I'm seeing a couple of different things. So we have obviously the initial pathway with those kind of giant, what almost look like stone carved or maybe sort of ceramic molded perhaps platforms, and the stairs that lead up to this. And then we've had people sort of filling in the gaps with these wooden structures, much more ramshackle, much more you know, uneven planks lashed together with rope to sort of join up places of this pathway, which clearly has seen better days. Oh, plaster rendering on brickwork, and one of these guys. I love these little shrine people. I found a nice place to sit a while on the way to the wind tower. Oh, there you go. I can see all of the eastern dunes from here. Can we sit? Oh, there you go. We can crouch by the fire. Right, on we go. There's that back. Oh, there's something down here. Some more bits. It's funny, I recently started playing Ratchet and Clank on the PS4, and in that game you're collecting nuts and bolts as your currency, and I think this game's currency is called bits. If I maybe I'm not. I don't know. If we'll hear it at some point in the gameplay. But yeah, in-game currencies are always interesting choices. So this is where you would come up if the stairs were there up to here, and along this way. And now here we are at that big broken sort of canyon spanning roof thing. Can we get up on top of it? Can we get up there? I do hope we're able to expand Sable's stamina at some point. It'd be nice to be able to climb a little bit further than she currently can, because we can't quite make it to the top there. That was almost a Link noise, actually. Yeah. Oh, not quite. Okay. Let's see, can we go any higher? Let's try here. No, no, no. Hmm. Oh, look at that tower over there. That must be the wind tower. Okay, well. Come on, Sable, you can do it. You can do it. Or maybe not. Ah, getting so close. And yet so far. Problem is that initial effort to get onto the wall takes so much of your stamina. Good evening, Smig. Good evening. No. Ah. It's okay. We didn't fall far. Yeah, we'll try one more time to get up there because there was definitely something on the top. That's too far. Okay. Okay. Can we? No, because if we press A, then we jump down, don't we? Now there's a slightly lower spot just there. Oh, no! Nearly. Okay, one more time. Is Doggo okay? Doggo. Sorry, Doggo is okay. Yes, he just needed a bit of extra attention to settle down this evening. Ah, the poor wee guy. He's just constantly itching these days. So close, and he finds it very hard. He's very restless as well, unfortunately. Oh. Yeah. Oh! Okay. I think we can do it. Yeah, very restless, which means that he doesn't get much in the way of rest, but also he can't really settle in any... Come on. No. To replenish my stamina. And up. Come on, Sable, up. Up we go. Up. Up the wall. I don't want to jump, you see, because there you go. That takes up too much of my stamina. On the jump. Oh, rats. Maybe we just can't make it. Maybe we just cannot make it. Oh, so close. Okay, one more go. And I keep on saying one more go, but I felt as though I was really close that time. Oh. No, she's not going to do it again. Fine. Okay, let's go over to the air tower. Fine, you win. Indeed, just one more time. This is why I'm not very good at... why I shouldn't... so why I deliberately avoid playing the lottery, for example. I'm definitely susceptible to that. Just one more. I know. It's fine. I'm in control. I can stop anytime I want to. Ooh. can't not play one more turn. Can we get into the... Aha, we can. In here. There we go. Bouldering top. Though they won't help me climb further, the hand wraps and lightweight fit of this gear are great for scaling mountainous heights, making mountainous heights more comfortable. Ah, boo! Boo! I wanted to be able to climb further. Okay, fine. Fine. Whatever. I'll put on the climbing top, even if it doesn't help me climb. Boo! Oh, that's interesting. You can't get on the ladder from that side. Presumably I have to do this. This library. Ooh. Excuse me. Wow. Well, let's head over there. What this central drive shaft or shaft is actually driving, if it's driving anything at all. Okay, up we go. So I think there's just a little bit of slight awkwardness and jank when you sort of are turning the camera in this game. It's not quite as smooth as it could be, or indeed quite as smooth as the visuals deserve. But that's really my only complaint when it comes to controlling the game, because I suppose because when you turn the camera very, very quickly, you can sort of see the screen tearing there. And that could just be an issue with my computer. That said, my computer's pretty good, so it could also be an issue with the game itself. Oh, so now we've got it turning. What does that do? Oh, it opens the door at the bottom. That's pretty cool. That was a disappointing throw, wasn't it? Throw! Right, well, I love this tower with the flag on it. It is extremely cool. It's funny, the artwork for this game, the art style makes me want to draw. You know, it's that kind of inspirational effect. There we go. Machinist top, a standard uniform worn by machinists in Midden. Machinists will always make sure each set has its own unique modifications for their own particular needs. Interesting. So let's see if we can... Oh, that's quite cool. Let's go with that. Nice. Something a little bit Ghostbusters, a little bit, is it Wizard? Where the guy has the power glove and he can play the NES super well with it. It's strange actually, I've never seen Wizard, but I know the meme, as it were. Maybe that's a film I should watch at some point. I love these details. I love the implication of sort of things like shisha or maybe like a multifaceted candles or potential for chemistry involved, inherent in this glasswork here. And what's even more weird to me is that you can't just smash them. You can't just not that kind of game. And I appreciate it. Well, we've explored the wind tower. Now back to the bike. Oh, rats. Oh, it's the place marker. So I wonder, I mean, could we sort of place a marker presumably anywhere that we can see, so we can go, yeah, to there. That's quite cool. So where to? Let's take a look at our map. Well, let's try this way. It's a little bit like she's riding a giant tube of toothpaste, or a red paint tube. Eating pickles right out of the jar. Don't judge me. Well, I mean, to be fair, you've just volunteered that information. I think you're asking for some sort of assessment. But I don't blame you. Pickles are good. We tried some Polish pickles the other day. Slightly different to sort of pickled gherkins. And they were really quite nice. Very, very, very juicy. Oh, it's just the edge of the map. I think it might be. Oh. can keep going. It's funny how this bike is definitely faster and smoother than the initial bike that we get, but now it feels a bit like, oh come on, going a bit slowly. Let's get where we're going already. But I don't think that's the point of the game. I get the impression that the game is meant to be played at a certain pace. It encourages it. What on earth is this thing? What on earth is that stuff over there? I was thinking about the empty exploration criticism you mentioned, and I'm curious if that's missing the point of you speculating about the whys of the things you find. In what way do you mean in so much as the exploration is the point, and if people are sort of thinking that it's empty and pointless, then they are missing that point. Up we go. Ah, come on, Sable man, come on. Ah! Just out of reach. You see, in Zelda, you can do that. You can press A to jump with your last bit of stamina just to get to where you're going. Ah! This is going to be the story of my life. Gosh darn it! I want to see what's up there. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right, yeah. Good evening, Charmanar. Or Charmanar. Ah, rats. Okay, come on. Come on. No! Ah! I just want to get up to the... Fine. Fine. I clearly can't do that yet. I want to know what's going on. Okay, what's happening over here then? Hand-drawn Assassin's Creed. Yeah, without the assassinations. Oh. What if I ride through these rings then? Will they light up as well? Do I want them to light up? And now, oh, they only stay lit up for a certain amount of time. Okay, so let's start over here and end on that first one. And with Star Wars feeder bikes, yeah, it is pretty cool, isn't it? As I say, that this whole art style makes me want to get out my sketch pad and do some drawing. And actually, it's the kind of drawing, because it's interesting. I find painting in many ways easier because it's a bit more sculptural. You can sort of build up the layers to create the form that you're interested in. And sometimes I find myself being quite critical. Oh, self-critical when it comes to my drawing, because my drawing can sometimes feel as though it's closer to line work than it is to true draftsmanship, as it were. Okay, it doesn't tell you what it does it? Just got to discover it. It's quite cool. Whereas this kind of artwork is not only line-driven, but also it's detail-orientated. You can really get lost in the little lines and things on, for example, on your speeder bike that give you a sense of construction and manufacture, which is precisely the sort of stuff that I enjoy. So maybe I really should get out my sketchbook if I'm feeling inspired. Ooh. That was very cool, actually. Oh my. An ancient race. View quest log. I activated an old monument by driving through some strange rings. Inside the monument I found a ring-shaped artifact. I wonder what the ring-shaped artifact is for. That's a good question. It's a very reasonable question. That stone... These stones... Oh, they're not just stones. There's architecture here as well. God, this game is beautiful. It's brilliant. What's going on here? These strange flowers. Hello. The flowers, yeah, exactly. They hide from you. Before I greet them, the hunter is making some breathy noises, loud exhales through near pursed lips, and small effortful oofs. They run their hand along the back of their skull and stare upward and away for short moments before turning back in my direction with a shake of their head. It isn't how I'm used to seeing hunters, whom I have come to associate with perfect calm. Hunter Zebi. Glider. They say this like I'm a good idea. Like I'm a good idea they just had. Can you help me? My name is Zebi. I've been out here for a while now. My partner Dilhan, travelling partner, I should say, got it in his head to climb up there after some bird's eggs. Okay. That's rather high. I don't think so. I don't think I sound afraid when I remark how high up it is, but Zebi seems to think I'm commiserating. I know, I don't use this word often, and I don't like to, but it's preposterous is what it is. Zebi huffs. I'm not happy to admit this, but I'm not too fond of heights. Some would say I'm a little afraid of them, or indeed a lot. Shoot them. You can't. You don't shoot. This game doesn't have. You're not shooty shooty. If you could get up there and grab Dilhan for me, and tell him I'm going to kill him when he gets down here, that'd be really helpful. I tell Zebby I'm happy to do most of that and take on the task. I say goodbye to Zebby. Okay, how do we get up there? The bird's eggs. You didn't enjoy that game. Interesting. What didn't you enjoy about Stronghold? For my part, it was probably my first PC game that I sort of regularly played, and it remains one of my favourites. Let's climb to the top of the geyser. Let's climb up here. Ah, we're not going to be able to do it, are we? How are we supposed to climb the geyser? Should we climb up here first? There we go. Chum egg. Wow. Something just didn't click with Stronghold. Interesting. Well, and also what's interesting is that I've had similar experiences with other similar games. So I feel as though maybe it's just the I don't know, the culture of the game that you learn. Maybe you learn mechanics were unconventional for strategy games by modern standards, and being the first you played might have something to do with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perhaps I just didn't know any better, and so I learned the way it played, and its particular oddities. Right, this whole thing's a bit of a maze, then, isn't it? By the look of it. And I still haven't even got over there yet. I mean, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! It's like a crashed spaceship thing, hangars or something. Anyway. No, that's back down the way we came. How are we going to proceed up the up to the top? Whereas, yeah, I've never played Settlers, so hence, I guess, hence a different way of playing. Another chum egg. Thank you. Right, and here we are back at his camp. Can we ride the water up, maybe? How would we get up there? See if he can give us any tips. No, no tips. Ah, nearly. There we go. So now, maybe if I sort of create the ball shield, I can sort of float up when the geezer launches. If it launches. No? Oh, there we go. Ah! That's got to be a way of getting up higher, hasn't it? The question is, where am I heading to? Over there? One of those platforms, surely. Okay. We're ready. That looked like Mos Eisley Spaceport, didn't it? You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Okay. And hopefully up. Not quite. Nearly. Down there. Oh. What is down here? Oh, it was the back of their camp. Okay. I feel as though this is the sort of game that you're going to be able to sort of explore, if not forever, for a long time, and find lots of little intricacies that they put into it. Right, so surely it must be. I mean, is that a platform that I can reach? Or is that a shadow? That's a shadow. Can we reach? Over there must be the way. Rise high. Oh, and only up once. Maybe it's a bit of a red herring. Good evening, Omni River. Congratulations. And yes, there we go. That was a bird's nest. Oh, these were the eggs that he was after. Where is he? Right, so from here, I guess maybe up there? No, no. Well, we've got to keep the gingers going. I was tremendously ginger when I was a kid, and my so is my lovely wife, in fact. So we were hoping, if we were ever fortunate enough, that we would have a ginger kid. I know that her dad would absolutely love that as well. Right. Indeed, keep the gingers going. Oh, come on, you can do it, yes! Where on earth is our goal? Somewhere over there, presumably. Okay. That's going down. We don't want to go down. Keep on going upwards. So plenty of gingers in the family. That's good. Here and now where? Can we climb that bit? It looks like we might be able to. Okay, here we go. Oh no, no. Oh no. Ah, rats. Can we get back to where we came from? I don't think we can. Let's see if we can. Come on. Yes. Yes, we can. Phew. Are there any other options? No. Because that, see, if we've got a geyser there, that would send us a bit higher up. But I'm not sure. We can't get there from here. Chum egg. Ooh. Spaceship ruins. Although that's down, not up. Oh, rats. I just cannot resist the spaceship ruins. I can't get inside. Maybe if we solve the tower, then we'll be able to open the door there. Dinner time entertainment, cool. Now then. So up. And now we're back to this question of where from here. Where do we go from here? I can't climb up here. Any other options? No. Although, where's that? Oh, that's coming all the way from down the bottom, isn't it? That gate, geyser. Okay, what about if we climb over the spaceship ruins? Or the crashed spaceship. And then from here, just trying to get. Oh, rats! Sorry, I've moved before to identify which cave you meant. It's 4:38 here. We eat, crikey! It is. That's 4 a.m. or p.m. Because you said it was dinner time. Or are you on a night shift type thing? So, back that you think that might be a cave? Yes, possibly. Oh. With a geezer inside, you're a legend, Shamanar. You're a legend. And then from here, where can we... Oh, okay. We ended up here. Where do we go from here? Because it doesn't look as though... Oh. Looks like the floating will kind of take us up to... Yeah, the edge of this sort of chimney. And I can hop down onto there, one of those over there, but that's not really sure that's an advantage. Oh, look, there's a shrine over there. Let's try this, shall we? Oh, it's going to be too far, it's going to be too far to climb. Or not, or not. It's not too far to climb. Woohoo! Hooray! And there's our shrine. No. Yeah, oddly enough, no. In fact, the bubble doesn't seem to affect the geyser, or you being on the geyser, at all whatsoever. That's kind of surprising. So you can sort of float on the geyser, or geyser, when you are in a kind of a crouchy, jumpy sort of pose like this, actually. But not the bubble. Is that going to take us up as well? Oh, up we go! Oh, that's interesting. Problem is, I'm not quite sure where we're aiming for when we head up. Up that direction? Yeah. There we go, up. Hey! Oh wow, look at that for a mask. Like a gecko mask, or like a rooster, like a lizard rooster. Hello there, glider. Climber Dylan. What have you, eh? Dylan looks perfectly content, even happy. Taking in the scenery alone, I gaze briefly out at the horizon. It is a nice view. I am here to take you down. He turns to me with sudden alarm and takes a cautious backstep. What? Why? I tell Dylan that I've been sent by Zebby to encourage him to come back down and continue their journey together from a less frightening height. Dilhan shakes his head. Zebby, what a killjoy. Here, have a look at this and tell me if you'd come down. Look at that beautiful beast. It's called a pink neck. Ever heard of them? Native to the Sodic Waste, people say they're direct descendants of the creatures that came in on the whale. Ooh. That one's got a whole clutch of eggs ripe for the taking. Dilhan nods his resolve. I'm going to get those eggs, glider. Zebby be gently and respectfully downed. I just need to figure out how to get them. Could I help you? Steal eggs? That's actually what David Icke's been warning us about. Yep. Possibly this is just a lizard man. Crikey. I ask if there's anything I might be able to help with, given my status. I'm thinking the best way is probably to frighten the mother off with something shiny, and then get the eggs once she's gone. You're collecting masks, right? If you've got get anything shiny and metallic, that might do the trick, and get Zebby off our backs. I'll tell him I'll think on this and try to be of assistance. He thanks me and returns to his bird watching. That's actually HRH. Yeah, it's Prince Charles, exactly. Do I have a shiny mask? I don't. So, have I come all the way up here for practically no reason? Ah. Oh. That was quite an effort, you know? Right, so I need to come back with a shiny metal mask, I guess. Crikey. That's quite a cool climbing puzzle, though. I quite enjoyed that. Alright, where has he gone? Thank you for going up there for me. I really can't stomach climbing myself. I say goodbye to Zebby. Yeah, goodbye, Zebby. And where's my bike? It's over there. Excuse me. Just get some water. These really stretchy plants are interesting. See how the wind takes them. I can't decide if that's how they're designed to be, or if that's a bit of a glitch. But I guess it's just interesting to look at. Right, we finally get to go over to Mos Eisley. Doesn't it? Looks like seaweed, or it's a rubber plant. I suppose it could be rubber. Does look like seaweed on the wind, though. Ah, so I want to see this place in daylight. It's definitely ruinous. I think this place is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. I might have to go back for my bike, I think. It's huge! Where are we on the map? Oh. Oh, blimey. Right, okay, so the... Ah, okay, wow. See, I thought that we were starting in the top left-hand corner, right-hand corner of the map, and that this area didn't really have that far to go, but it's a bit bigger than I thought it was. Oh, excuse me. A giant game of Connect 4 over there. Oh, where's my bike? Well, at least the sun's rising. We get to see it in this place in the daytime. Oh, the video about the engagement ring today. Yes, yeah, I enjoyed telling that story. The getting it fixed was no small task. You know, to actually convince the guy to actually do the job. What we wanted to do, you know. Because initially, to his credit though, he did say, look, if I just do the fix, you know, as in essentially reheat and rejoin the two bits of the shank as is, it's just going to break again. And really, I just wish the first jewelers in Wall's End had just said that, instead of, you know, taking our money over and over again. Maybe that was the point. It's almost too big to comprehend what this structure is. Yeah, no, exactly. I do wonder, and I don't think they were deliberately building in obsolescence. I think they just didn't quite know that it wouldn't be strong enough, presumably. But yeah, the other guy gets really good reviews, and what's interesting though is that his shop is actually quite sparsely populated, as it were. He's got a couple of counters. Ooh, some red lights beyond all of the junky graveyard here. I suppose it's like one of those, you know, really surprisingly good restaurants where people must go there for the food because the you know, the tables and the chairs are a bit wonky. In his case, people must, you know, must be leaving the reviews for the service that they're getting, as opposed to any sort of aesthetic. Oh. Aha! So we're in. Trellix pillar. Interesting. Scrap metal. It did, didn't it? Yeah, and the stretching I showed was an example from another another ring, someone else's ring. But that's more or less exactly what had happened, and actually it was very clumsy. It was the ring was a certain thickness and then just suddenly really thin, and it wasn't even symmetrical how the shape had been done. And I think it's just one of those weird things where you just you just don't think to complain, about that sort of stuff, because you're just happy, or we were just happy to have the ring fitting, or that she was able to wear it. I think there's also something about being a bit younger, so I don't know, I would have been about 27 at the time. Just didn't really, occur to me to go, oi, this looks awful. So yeah, probably a couple of sets of pliers. Whereas yeah, a little bit of because it's the difference between moving metal, isn't it? And what is it? You move. Oh, metal hit with metal moves the metal. Metal hit with something like polyurethane actually shapes the metal, doesn't it? I seem to recall. Yeah, so shaping as opposed to moving or deforming the metal. Speaking of metal, scrap metal collected by scrappers for use in a variety of tasks, from repairing bikes and other mechanized goods to producing cuts. Scavenged usually from ancient ships across the desert and can be traded at the scrap yard. Whoa. Was that is it a planishing hammer? I seem to recall. Also, you used to work at a goldsmith's. How cool is that? Oh wow, we really are in the belly of the beast. Hmm. How do we get up to those things? Metal hammers tend to make a mottled effect, like you'll sometimes see on pendants. And also, I suppose that's the sort of effect that you often see on, sort of brass plates and bedpan warmers and that kind of thing that, in pubs. Presumably slightly larger hammers than sort of stuff that's used for goldsmithing and jewellery. How do we get up there? More scrap metal. Ah, okay, so that was a shortcut open now. That's cool. So, but now, See, it's funny. The number of people who have played this game, reviewed it, and moved on to the next game already is actually quite depressing. It's quite a shame. I'm kind of glad that I don't review games for a living, or that I don't have to get through a certain amount of content. Okay, so if we panels from the wall. What's that moving again? I think we might be able to... Ooh. So which panels keep on moving around? I shall keep an eye out for panels with handles. But I think... Oh, I can't climb up there. If I go... Oh, these guys. No. Yeah, no. Unfortunately. Yeah, no, definitely worth looking into. Right, okay, so instead of just dropping in... This wasn't the section I meant. Instead of just dropping into that room, maybe you have to wait and jump on to the yellow, perhaps. But then even then, you've only got so much stamina for moving around on it. So where's where it's taking you? Oh no! Ah! No, you can't. You can't jump out of the yellow onto the entry onto the yellow. Okay, let's try moving this. We've put the power barrel over there. Let's try putting the power barrel over here. Oh, there's a barrel up there that can be retrieved. Oh, rats. Can we get onto that? We can. So just hold on. There we go. There's a huge incentive to have your review ready at day one, because that's when more traffic will come. So reviewing a game like this must be really difficult. Yeah. Yeah. It must be. Okay, there's a barrel to get just over there. Oh no. Oh, okay, phew. I thought there was going to be a panel like that over there to sort of push you off as you pass through. Exactly, imagine reviewing this game in a hurry, precisely. It must be... It must have an effect on how you think about games. Pardon me. Yeah, the cat's like, it's bedtime, man. What are you doing? Okay, cool. That's that section solved. now, can we do something similar over here? There's the power barrel that we need to get to. No, there's the power barrel. What's that up there then? Hmm. I do, yeah, I kind of find myself wondering if this sort of very different kind of pace game, yeah, if you can actually give it a fair shake, even with a week's um, time to play, and then write your review. But that said, though, I suppose it is enough to have an impression of a game. Hmm. Hmm. Now then, I wonder. I wonder. Climb up, get my stamina back. So there's the power barrel there, but I'll come back to that in a sec. Oh no. Okay. Hooray! Oh, it's like a special treasure chest. Nice. So again, that's quite sort of Breath of the Wild, isn't it? If you think about this almost as being one of the shrine puzzle spaces, and there being an extra treasure chest elsewhere. That's like an offshoot of the level. That makes sense. Oh, what's that hologram? What's that hologram? I encounter a strange luminous figure. It greets me before I even have a chance to be frightened. New user found. Hello, please enter your new username. I find myself whispering my own name. It suddenly feels odd in my mouth, like this is the first time I've said it aloud. Welcome, Sable. I've set up a new account for you. I asked the mysterious figure about themselves. I am this ship's simulated anthropomorphic registry and informational nexus, but you can call me Sarin. That's not alarming at all, is it? Sarin? I'm not entirely sure, Sable. Most of my data modules appear to be corrupted. I am attempting to access ship records. Okay. Sarin goes still for a moment. Transferring ship's log to your inbox. You have unread messages, Sable. Here are your unread messages. The panel blinks to life. Strange markings and symbols I assume to be ancient text spill across the screen as the background colours flash wildly. And then, with a strange buzzing like old fabrics pulling apart, there are voices. Within long-range sensors, Captain, we're picking up some anomalous readings from the upper atmosphere. Could be a plasma storm, but the radiation signal doesn't quite match. Maintain approach at current speed. What's our time to destination? 46 Earth hours, give or take. Good. Let's keep an eye on those on those energy signatures, and get Sarin in on it too for pattern recognition. Captain, we need to purge our reactor soon. If we don't, I know, I'm aware of the risks, Alice, but I'm not purging in the middle of space. We follow the protocol, and the recording fails, and static continues. A few button pushes bring silence and a screen that looks navigable in some way, but I can't decipher anything. No unread messages. Indeed. It's interesting how Sarin can speak to you, but you can't read the writing of the of this language. It's also interesting they talked about Earth hours, so clearly these people came from Earth and then crash landed on this in this place. Is that it? Is that what this whole enterprise was about? Indeed, yeah. Why name your AI after a deadly nerve gas? You're just asking for some ironic incident. Oh no! Sarin is using mustard gas on us! Ah! Well, Sarin is suffocating us in space. So is that it? Is that... I think that's the ship solved, even though there's a couple of locked doors around. Stay away from anything that looks like a metro system. Oh, that's a good question, actually. Okay, yep, I'll go back in. So where are we thinking of putting the power barrel? Let's put it in the middle one and see what happens, shall we? No change. No. Unfortunately. I wonder... Just go take another look in here to see if there's anything that I've missed. I love the hologram, I love it, I love it. No. That's just a bulkhead. I thought that might be an opening window, but it's not. Nope. No. Hmm. There's some more scrap metal. There's a walkway above you in the room. No, I think that's a cable sort of panel. No, I don't think so. Good eyes though, it does look very much like. Like a walkway. Oh, come on, Sable. So this is very frustrating that there are red doors. But then again, that door is there, and presumably there is here-ish, so it'd be like a cupboard. Found a shotgun yet? No, no shotgun yet. So I'm wondering if there's another route through here that might take us down behind that red door. That red door was there. So it'd be under this space. Yeah, there's the red door again. Maybe some of the red doors are just primarily there to you know, it's a bit of background. Exactly, red doors, red herrings. It's entirely possible. Then I wonder if there's anything to that tower over there. Looks like there might be a balloon up there, maybe a geographer. Yeah, it could be. Maybe we'll unlock the ability to open that sort of door. Ah, dead end. Looks like a balloon to me. Oh, ladder. Okay, so there's a platform, so it looks like we get in this way, I'm guessing. Oh, okay, okay. No, I was just wondering where red herring comes from. That giant copper cable. Almost makes you feel like a tiny person next to like a plug socket, or a plug that's being wired. Okay, where's the balloon gone? It's up there. Okay. How do we get up there? I like that she can reach up and pull herself up a little bit higher than the platform that she's launched off. That's quite cool. I don't know how to get up to where we need to go though. We'll have to climb that thing, maybe, to get where we're going. It is entirely possible. Oh, okay, phew. Designed in London. Serial number. Interesting. Okay. No. Chumegg. It feels like it's a post-apocalyptic other world, which had human visitors land on it at some point in the past. So yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. really liking the exploration and traversal here, because it's both simple and yet also not straightforward. So to get from down there to up here, we had to go all the way through this ship, and it wasn't sort of telegraphed like in the Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider series, where there's paint on the wall for climbing a certain route, and it wasn't, or I don't know, Uncharted, for example. It's just sort of instinct in that sense, and I like it. It's really good. From Wikipedia. So it was popularized in 1807 by English polemicist William Cobbett, who told the story of having used a strong-smelling fish to divert and distract hounds from chasing a rabbit. Interesting. It's quite relaxing playing this game, actually. Even though it's requiring quite a lot of sort of observational skills and, as I say, a little bit of foresight. It's because there isn't anything in the way of combat, and death doesn't seem to be an issue, or game over doesn't seem to be an issue. Here we are. There's the balloon. I greet the cartographer. Surprised you didn't hurt yourself getting all the way up here. I guess you're stronger than you look. That's right, I'm very strong. I tell the cartographer they got it right. I'm tremendously strong. Just hugely. They nod like I'm the odd one. Right, so what do you want? Can I buy a map? Brilliant, have a look at my wares. Cartographer's badge. Ooh, let's buy a map and a badge. Yay! There better be something at the top of all these ladders. Yep. Thanks for shopping. Goodbye. Is that going to fill in, this part of the map? I see, so each of these sections, I guess, a little bit like Breath of the Wild, are going to have a cartographer who is responsible for them. And this is, this giant sort of scattered out graveyard. And then also, I love the multicoloured pools over there as well. They're quite cool. Let's take a look at the multicoloured pool, shall we? Where's my bike? My bike is that away. So he's been willing for a joyride. If only I could. I think there was a tent up there, wasn't there? Or was that the pillars that I was trying to climb earlier? So it's one of those sorts of games where there's just, you go, I'm going to head in that direction to that thing over there, and then you get distracted by something else. You go, I'm going to go from A to B, and suddenly there's an epsilon in your field of view, and you're like, oh, epsilon? Didn't even think about epsilon. I was just going alpha beta. Oh. No, don't do this to me. Nope. Rats. A pox on you, whoever you are. a tent. I can see you up there. At least I think I can. Pretty sure there was a tent up there. Whoa, ooh, ow, 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 careful. It looks like there might be a tent. This could just be a rock up there, to be fair. No, it looks like a tent. Oh. Maybe we'll get better at climbing as time goes on. Or maybe meant to sort of climb across from one pillar to the next across there. Hmm. Oh, float down to there from the cartographers. Oh. Oh, boy, that's quite a prospect, isn't it? Yeah. There's a lot of ladders to climb again to find out. And could we make it? It's quite a long way from the cartographers to there. Although we might be able to make it. Really need to steal his balloon. Yeah. Clearly. Right. There's the tower. So... I can't remember how I began my climb now. Is it? Oh, it was all the way over here, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Although there is a ladder now. Oh no, that was the ladder that was already there. Always there. There's a copper wire again. Okay, so this way. Probably doesn't sell many maps, does he? Or maybe he just stopped in order to check his map. And irony of ironies, we've turned up going, can we buy a map from you? No, no, phew. She defied gravity there through the sheer strength of my no. Indeed, I really do have to do it now. You don't have to do it now. I really do have to do it now. Maybe there is a mod. Maybe there will be a mod at some point. Okay, right. This way. That's the voice I use for the dog. No. yeah. Thought she was about to fall then. Achievement unlocked. Sticky paws. Interesting. So up the ladders we go to find whether or not we can float over to a tent. As oh no second. Oh, interesting. What is oh no second? Okay, cartographers. Balloon. Can we go inside? No, rats. Can we climb? No. So from here, can we make it down to there? It's not a tent though. That's interesting. Can we get any higher on this tower? No. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oof. I think we're meant to be. Probably have to come in from the side pillar there if we can't make this. But we'll see. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Oh, it's 500 meters in total apparently. That's pretty cool. Hey! Actually, there's quite a margin there. Hooray! Ta-da! Good thinking, Meryl. Good thinking. And it's like a little pillared circular space. What on earth is this? Like a parabolic dish of some sort. Oh, there's a statue. A toppled statue, in fact. What on earth is this about? Was the statue holding this shape, like a rib or a sword or something? Oh, the disc would have been the ceiling. Yes, of course. Yeah. Like a little small domed temple with a toppled statue. Also, as well, just noticed that the ship over there was red and now it's green on the outside because I've completed it. That's quite cool. Also, look at that. The hint of that roof structure over there, that pointy roof. I want to know what that's about. But anyway, what's the gap behind the statue? What's through the gap behind the statue? Oh, this space. Okay. It's the time, usually less than an actual second, between when you make a mistake and when you realise you're yelling, "Oh no!" Yes. Yeah, I've definitely done that before. By the dome. Oh, 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 oh. How interesting. Although, look over there. There's a this whole landscape is just crammed with things to look at. Like World War I listening stations. you think it's a listening device? I'm not sure if I'm not sure it is. I mean, I could hear the sounds there. You're right, coming from over there. But now I'm intrigued by what's over here. Not to mention being intrigued by what's also over there as well with the pointy roof. Yeah, the statue had a bow, yeah. I'm constantly distracted by... Oh, there you go, statues with bows. Squirrel! And the sound continuing over here as well, actually, isn't it? Oh! Isn't that cool? Curiosity rewarded. Little campfire, small one-person tent, series of candles. Oh! And a person with a multi-mask on. The stranger by the fireside introduces himself as LLHOR. So that'd be like Claw or Lahore, the famous fabulist. I sit for a while with Lahore. Farewell, glider. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Would have taken ages to carve, yeah. Is that it? Oh my goodness me! Oh, to be fair, the discovery was worth it. What a super cool statue. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Good question. I mean, because it's a heck of a thing, isn't it, to have this sort of mysterious sound and these archer statues leading to the big statue inside, just to go, hi, like, hi, I'm just sitting here by the fire. Nice to meet you. Come on, you can make it. Yeah. Where was that roof that I saw? I saw it over there somewhere. There it is. What is it? What is it? I'll ride my bike over there. That's what I'll do. But first of all, I will mark it on the map. You. There we go. Excellent. My bike is back this way. Ah, I'm very annoyed because my fizz on my voice is about to go again. Ah dear, but the game just gives you energy. It's so cool to explore this game. Come on, where's my... How far away did I leave my bike? Answer, very far. I'm starting to see how huge this map is. Yeah, no, me too. I think I was definitely underestimating it at first, particularly in that initial valley area. But it is huge. It's not the biggest in the world, you know, it's not the most massive map, but it's certainly bigger. Yeah, no, it is. It can be, can't it? Tomorrow, Andy and I are recording a watching brief. We have a couple of ideas. To be fair, the big story of the week is one that we're saving for next week, or certainly sometime next month at least, for a Muppet pick, and that is the Celtic Films Twitter account. Really, really weird. The more you look into it, excuse me, but we don't want to take it too seriously because that's exactly what they want. So they're going to be a Muppet, as it were. And then we have a couple of ideas. Big, very big news stories that we're working on, stories and developments that we're examining, but we can't talk about those yet. Can't publish them. So this week's watching brief is still in the works, as it were. The agenda is still there. I'm not going to give. Yeah, we're not going to give them time in terms of this was a credible, serious threat to, blah 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 blah. But what they do represent is some of the worst instincts in, well, worst and most inconsistent instincts actually in some of these sorts of conversations. Because one of the things that interests me most about them is one of the narratives about this idea of the Romans being evil multiculturalists. When literally, the fascists took their people like Mussolini took their lead from their idea of Roman rule, and so it's kind of funny that for these guys, apparently Romans are too multicultural for their version of fascism. Now, the thing is, Romans were multicultural, but that's not the point here, I suppose. It's just interesting how it kind of highlights that actually fascism and that sort of nationalist-based bigotry really has a pick and choose origin. There's not really actually any basis for it. It's just the personal preference and prejudices of whoever it is who's, spreading the nonsense, really. Yeah, they definitely deserve nothing but derision. They are a bizarre bunch, and ironically, by spending the day yesterday and the day before blocking every possible person that they could, linguists, archaeologists, musicians, people who just happen to speak. Oh, I think I bashed my head earlier today. I've got a cut on my forehead, I think. Oh, that was when I bashed my head on a shelf just over there. Preemptively too, absolutely. Yeah, there were people who were finding out that they were blocked just because they had a connection to the topic at hand. So it's hard to know though whether, because at one point they were trying to claim that this was a very successful PR campaign, that they got the attention that they wanted. And to be fair, whether it was deliberate or not, the blocking did lead to the National, the Scottish newspaper, writing an article about them. But everything that they're doing, everything that they're proposing, even if they got the money that they wanted, £100,000 or dollars per episode is a laughably small figure for what they're talking about doing. And that's before we start to examine the content, the historical content of what they're doing. And there is no historical content, it's just nonsense. Utter nonsense. Not to mention filled with these tremendous fears of of multiculturalism. See, look, there's another statue with a bow on it over there. Maybe the bows were all pointing over to that cave that we've just been into. And yet, when you get there, there's just the person's luxuriating by the fire. Hi. But again, this isn't Zelda. We shouldn't expect everything to be pointing to something that's deeply meaningful. But here you go, another pagoda type thing. Statue, toppled, with a bow in hand, or that was in hand. There's another bow statue over there, or an archer statue. Such an interesting combination of features, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, the space sci-fi, the architecture, the lake bed. I approve. Oh, and there's a pagoda over there on the floor. So yeah, I wonder if basically if you were chasing around these archers, there's a statue over there, isn't there? Chasing around these archers, that whether eventually you would have got to that cave, presumably. Anyway, and I just happened to sort of spot it a little bit ahead of schedule. But that's legitimate exploration, that's fine. You can stumble onto something. Brilliant. Yeah, archer. The archer's pointing in this direction. Yeah, and over there is the cave. Just up there on the cliff. What a wonderful area. What a wonderful game. What a wonderful time that this evening has been. And you know what? I'm tempted this week not to play another game on tomorrow night, on Thursday, or Friday night. But to return, to keep on playing SABLE this week, because it's so much fun. I do want to return to Heaven's Vault, I do, but to be honest, Heaven's Vault is just a little bit more stressful than this game is. This game is a sheer delight to play. And because it's not, I think, as someone was saying earlier, it's not anchored in the same sort of lore and story beats and information as, for example, Zelda. There's lots of room for just speculation and imagination as you're exploring. No, I love it. I love it a lot. I like it. Goodness gracious me, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I've been playing for 2 hours and 13 minutes. I think I'm going to have to leave it there for tonight, guys, especially if I want to be up and recording tomorrow. But it has been fun. Thank you for watching. You have a good rest of your evening, Meryl. And I look forward to playing this either tomorrow or Friday. I'll see how my voice is holding up following tomorrow. I've got 4.2k channel points, and I don't know what to do with them. Oh, what do you have some options? Can you make a random noise appear on the chat, for example? That could be good. That could be fun. Something actually, there's probably something I need to look into as well, is providing things that people can play with their or use their points on. Anyway, I'm yabbering on. It's been a good play session, and this game is just, I don't know. Some of the people who are saying that it's a boring, empty space aren't looking at the space, because what we've just seen in this area alone has been intricate and well thought out and filled with well, crucially I suppose a lack of hand holding, especially with the traversal to find your way up to the balloon. That was very good. I enjoyed it. And then obviously the statues with the bow, with the archers as well. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, OmniRevan, Meryl, Charmanar, and anyone else who is watching, Smig, they're not speculating, they're waiting for the book of lore to tell them all about it. Yes, I think that's it. I think that's quite possibly it. Or, you know, for a ghost to turn up, or, you know, for a you know, the classic old man in the very first, well, actually also in the very first Zelda, but also in Breath of the Wild, you have the old man king, don't you? Whereas this game is filled with opportunities for speculation, and I suspect not all the answers are going to be forthcoming. I think there's going to be these little audio logs from the spaceships, you know, which have crashed. There's going to be the cartographers and the mechanics in the world who are trying to make sense of it, and all the while you've got this beautiful art style. And as you say, yeah, it's exploration. And my understanding is it's designed to be purely about exploration, and it's designed to reward you for exploring. And in that sense, it's right up my alley. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. You'll see me soon. And basically, I need to go and get some beauty sleep. Take care, guys. And yeah, it's been fun. Good night.